Hello. I and two of my colleagues have been charged with 4 offences against the law by the State Police of Victoria for publishing a video to Facebook which has been deemed by the police as offensive to Muslims. The main charge is participating in the making of a video which incited serious contempt for, revulsion or ridicule of Muslim people. The video in question was filmed in Bendigo last year. I made a statement before 2 of my colleagues, with plastic knives, beheaded a dummy made out of pillows. The act was intended to be a political statement against a mosque development in the local area, Islamic immigration and that particular Islamic practice. It was filmed outside of the Bendigo Council building due to the fact that the Mayor and the councillors at the time were working together to silence and ridicule community opposition to an Islamic mosque project in the city of Bendigo. Our 2 political rallies in Bendigo last year attracted thousands of local supporters who rejected the mosque development and Islamic immigration into the town. But ever since our political activity in the area, the state governments, the state police, national media companies and the Crimes Investigation Unit of Bendigo in particular have developed a strange obsession with me and my organisation. I was finally charged exactly 1 year after the video in question was published to Facebook. During that time, the Bendigo Crimes Investigation Unit contacted me several times trying to pressure me into providing them with further information, such as who else was in the video and who was filming the video. Just to put this into perspective, let's quickly analyse other incidents around Australia relating to Islam and political activism. Last year, on July 18th, 2015, masked anti-racism protesters ran riot in Melbourne, chased down and assaulted anybody who looked like they may be a racist. Despite the riot being organised by Yarra City Councillor Stephen Jolly and his associates, nobody was charged for the rioting or for inciting it. In fact, not only was nobody charged, but rioters actually took police to court with government-funded legal representation to sue police for capsicum spraying them. On August 29th of 2015, the community of Bendigo rallied to oppose a large Islamic mosque development in town. Masked anti-racist protesters from Melbourne arrived early and attempted to break up the rally but failed. So, instead, they just assaulted random people in the community, vandalised businesses and set fire to an Australian flag. When a group of local people tried to stop them from burning the flag, Victoria Police actually capsicum sprayed the locals to prevent a confrontation. Only 1 person was charged that day, and it was not for assault, vandalism or inciting hatred. It was for littering. After police employee Curtis Cheng was murdered by a young Muslim who walked directly from mosque prayer in Parramatta, New South Wales to carry out the murder, no Islamic preacher from the mosque was charged or even investigated. The teen Muslim assassin clearly came up with the idea all by himself, funnily enough, immediately after mosque prayer. Not only was nobody from the Islamic community charged with anything, but the New South Wales state government actually gave a total of $4 million to the Parramatta Mosque to, quote, help prevent any further extremism. Maybe the state government of Victoria could give me $4 million to help prevent me from making any more offensive videos. We could call it the de-patriotisation and protecting people's feelings online program. June 26th this year, on the streets of Melbourne, people in masks set fire to Australian national flags. Despite it happening right in front of on-duty police officers, they were not charged or even identified by Victoria Police. They were only forced to move on. The same masked people on the same day were also photographed beating up a photographer in Carlton Gardens. The police still have not laid any charges in relation to the incident. In November of this year, anti-racism protesters stormed Parliament House in Canberra. shut down Question Time, poured red food dye into Parliament's fountain, and somehow were permitted to get onto the roof of Parliament House with a professional set of harnesses to hang down their banner. Not one of them has been charged with anything, which is particularly revealing, since one of the charges I received was for spilling red food dye on a footpath during our video statements. We also demonstrated at Parliament House in February this year against further Islamic immigration. But state security forces, who were wielding assault rifles by the way, didn't allow us to get within 300 metres of Parliament House. Why can left-wing activists and anti-racists get full access to Parliament House, even to the extent of climbing onto the roof and shutting down parliamentary process, when Australians who protest against Islam or mass immigration cannot get within 300 metres of the building and are confronted with assault rifles? Why is it that anti-racists can pour red food dye into Parliament's fountain deliberately, but when we spill some food dye onto a footpath while making a political statement against Islam, we are charged with 2 separate offences for defacing public property and receive another 2 separate charges for causing offence to Muslims? But it can't be all bad, can it? Let's have a look at some people around the world who have been charged for inciting hatred or causing offence. A 43-year-old woman in England was arrested for posting on Facebook that Muslims were no longer welcome at her beauty salon business. A 46-year-old man in the UK was arrested by police for demanding answers from a Muslim woman on Twitter after the Brussels terror attack. Another woman in the UK was convicted and issued with a 6-month suspended jail term for posting an offensive comment on Facebook aimed at Muslims. A 40-year-old man in February of this year in Scotland was arrested after he posted a status on Facebook which was deemed by police as being offensive to Muslim refugees. So what is the common denominator here? Well, if you are a Muslim or a left-wing anti-racist activist, you can pretty much do whatever you like without fear of consequence. In fact, the state government and the media will generally go into bat for you. But if you stand up for your own country, oppose mass immigration, or even criticise Islam, you will be harassed and slandered as a racist by the media, watched closely by your government, and possibly charged with a criminal offence by the state police. There is only one enemy to Australia and to the world. It's not white people or racism or Islamophobia. It's an international system of oppression which smashes people down for standing up for their own country and culture. It's the controlled hard left media which is assassinating people socially and financially for expressing unapproved opinions. It's the controlled education system which is indoctrinating our children with disturbing theories on gender and world equality. And it's all connected to the same international financiers, the same propagandists, the same globalists who have declared war not just on our nation but on all free nations of the world.